Tonight on KGW News, a new wildfire forces people from their homes in the gorge, as a big section of I-84 shuts down further east to help crews stop another fire from spreading. Plus, VP Kamala Harris shores up enough support to get the party's nomination for president.
But now the pathway is very clear.
And Oregon Democrats are lining up behind her. Then later, we'll hear from more Oregon Ducks ready to compete on the biggest athletic stage in the world.
The excitement is there, and it's also like a cautious excitement because, I want to make sure I'm prepared and ready to go.
As the countdown to the Paris Olympics gets into its final days. We begin tonight with a fast-moving wildfire causing evacuations in the gorge. The flames kicked up around 4 o'clock this afternoon and quickly spread through grass and timber near the town of Mosier in Wasco County. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Evacuation orders are in place for a wide area tonight. Take a look at this map. Parts in the red zone are under level 3 go now orders. That includes everyone from the Hood River County line on the west to Husky Road on the east and Highway 30 on the north to Proctor Road to the south. The area in the yellow there, which includes the city of Mosier, is under a level 2 order, meaning they need to be set to leave at a moment's notice. Green is level 1. Our Catherine Cook is live tonight in Hood River, where a shelter has opened up for evacuees. Catherine, gosh, what a scary time for people with homes inside the evacuation zones.
Very scary, Christine, but tonight just a small number of people staying at the Hood River Middle School shelter this evening. Red Cross volunteers telling me many level 3 evacuees choosing to stay in their homes and take their chances. But with the wind picking up as quickly as it has been, volunteers tell me they are ready to welcome more evacuees overnight. Rounding the corner on I-84 East, black smoke fills the sky west of Mosier in the Columbia River Gorge. The microwave tower fire broke out around 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. Crews in the air and on the ground tackled the fast-moving fire, which had grown to about 150 acres by evening.
We've got really intense wind gusts, which is basically what's causing the drama of all of this.
Maren McGeaney owns the Wagon Social Club in downtown Mosier. She's under level 2 evacuation notice, meaning be ready. As she packed her belongings, some of Maren's friends were already gone under level 3 go now evacuation notice. It all takes her back to the Eagle Creek fire 7 years ago.
A little unnerving because it's all those kind of same feelings. It's that same color in the sky, the doom and destruction. So just making sure that we're here to protect everything and let our friends know that, we're here to help grab whatever they might need.
For those who might need a place to stay, the Red Cross opened an overnight shelter at Hood River Middle School. Mark Berry showed up after getting an alert on his phone.
It said that it was a level 3 and go now.
Berry, a former Red Cross volunteer himself, didn't think twice about where to go.
And knew what a good job the Red Cross does on its shelters. So I've decided I was going to spend the night here as opposed to in the back of my car or something like that.
By nightfall, the fire line glowed faintly in the dark, with westerly winds still whipping and crews hoping to keep the fire from spreading. Back live in Hood River tonight, Red Cross volunteers tell me they will reevaluate conditions tomorrow in addition to evacuation levels to determine how long they'll stay open here at Hood River Middle School. As for the cause of the fire, Christine, that remains under investigation. Back to you.
Catherine Cook in Hood River for us. Catherine, thank you for your report. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino now. And Matt, you may have seen Catherine's hair there. We saw the wind, of course, not good when it comes to blowing embers all over the area there.
No, the wind is relentless out there right now. Let me show you the fire. You can see it from our camera in the Dalles. A little bit grainy because we're zoomed way in. It's nighttime. You see the smoke here. Occasionally we're getting some glimpses of orange too, but definitely you can see that smoke from our camera in the Dalles. And look at the weather in the Dalles. It's still gusting over 40 miles an hour, still sustained at about 30 miles an hour. These are brutal conditions for wildfire fighting and just for wildfire management, and they spread just incredibly fast. Now, this is a time lapse from our camera in the Dalles. You see all the smoke from that fire before sunset. After the sun goes down, it clears a little bit. The wind may have shifted, but you can see the smoke being produced right there from that fire southwest of the Dalles. So some pretty impressive looks of what's going on there. Now, the current winds in the Dalles, we saw those. Hood River's not as bad, but there's a weather station called Hood River East, which is right near the Hood River Wasco County border. It recorded a gust earlier this evening of 68 miles an hour. Now, granted, it's a very windy spot. It's up at about 2,000 feet. The winds on the fire, which are down in here, not quite as strong, but still gives you an indication as to what they're dealing with out there for the wind. It's not a good situation at all. So what's going to happen with the wind? Well, the wind advisory continues for about another hour till midnight tonight. Here's the wind forecast for the Dalles. Similar for Mosier. Another hour or so of strong winds, then it backs off after midnight and should lighten up as we go into the early morning hours. We should see some pretty good improvement in lessening of those winds. So windy for the next several hours. Winds weaken after midnight. Warm, dry tomorrow, but not nearly as windy. And coming up, Christine, a little bit, we'll take a look at the other fires around the Northwest.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt. Hope those winds stay calm. Okay, we are also following up on a wildfire evacuation in southern Washington's Klickitat County. Level 3 go now evacuations are in place from the Big Horn fire. It is burning near the town of Bickleton. Evacuations include people on East Road to Sand Ridge Road and Alder Creek south to the Columbia River. The Bighorn fire has burned at least 1,200 acres since it started at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fire crews are fighting the flames from the ground and the air. No word yet on what caused that fire. And right now in eastern Oregon, I-84 between Pendleton and Ontario is closed as crews try to get a handle on the Durkee fire. It's burning west of the interstate. The closure will happen for the next 3 to 5 nights from 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. Crews are removing vegetation in the area to reduce fuel for that fire. So this is one of several fires burning in eastern Oregon right now. If you take a look at this map, you can see all of them. You can stay up to date on the fires on our website, KGW.com. Also, remember to check tripcheck.com for highway conditions in these areas because, as you probably know, conditions and closures can all change quickly. To another big story across the country and new tonight, the Associated Press predicts Vice President Kamala Harris has enough support from Democratic delegates to become the presidential nominee. This only a day after President Joe Biden announced he was dropping out of the race. Several state delegations met late today to confirm their support, and an AP survey tonight showed Harris with well over the 1,976 delegates she needs to secure the nomination. But nothing is official just yet. This afternoon, Harris rallied staffers at President Biden's campaign headquarters in Delaware.
In the next 106 days, we have work to do. We have doors to knock on. We have people to talk to. We have phone calls to make. And we have an election to win.
Harris's campaign has raised a record $81 million in the first 24 hours after Biden's announcement. So now what happens next? Alma McCarty spoke with a political expert and an Oregon delegate to break down what we all need to know. Good evening, Alma.
Yeah, Christine, a lot has happened, as you mentioned, within just like a short period of time. Just yesterday, President Biden announced he would not be running for re-election, then endorsed the vice president. Since that time, more endorsements for Harris have rolled in, and the Democratic delegates are also continuing to pledge support.
Support builds for Vice President Kamala Harris a day after President Biden stepped down.
It was a big decision yesterday for him.
In Oregon, top leaders like Governor Tina Kotek quickly endorsed Vice President Harris.
She is smart, she is strong, she is the right person to lead our country here in the next 4 years.
Ahead of the Democratic National Convention, many delegates expressed agreement. The AP's unofficial tally indicates Harris will likely have the backing of the more than 1,976 delegates she'll need to win on a first ballot.
It's historic, absolutely historic.
Moses Ross is one of Oregon's 78 delegates. He is also running for Portland City Council District 4. He believes the choice is clear.
I don't see this being as a contested convention. I really don't. I think that my feeling of the pulse of the Democrats is that they're 100% behind Vice President Harris, and they also admire and respect President Biden's decision to do what he has done.
Biden's entire message and Trump's entire message was, put me back in so that I can finish what I started. She can say, yeah, it was a good start, but here's where we need to go with Harris as president.
So what's next? Jim Moore, politics professor at Pacific University, predicts Vice President Harris will name her running mate by the end of this week or beginning of next. Then, by August 7th, the Democratic delegates will choose the presidential nominee in an online vote. The convention then begins August 19th.
This is all normal process, but now it's in a really compressed time span. That's what makes it seem so different. But it's basically following the same rules, doing the same things that would have happened if Biden had stayed in.
Moore tells me the DNC already had planned to lock in a nominee before the convention, and in doing so before August 7th. Specifically, they're hoping to ensure ballot access in all states and avoid legal challenges. Christine?
Yeah, Alma, things definitely feeling like they're moving fast. Thank you. Developing tonight, Portland police are stepping up patrols this week near Dawson Park in North Portland. More than 80 gunshots erupted in the park Friday afternoon, injuring 2 people. Police are still looking for the people responsible, but believe they have the guns that were used in Friday's shooting. And today marks 10 years since a Portland man was shot and killed. Police and people who knew him hope someone comes forward with information. Investigators say 19-year-old Paul W. Kreckler was killed in the Woodstock neighborhood just before 11 p.m. on July 22nd of 2014. It happened at Southeast 57th Avenue and Harold Street, where we spoke with one of Kreckler's friends today, who says he hopes someone comes forward. Investigators have not released any details on a possible suspect, but call Portland Police if you have any information. You are watching KGW News at 11. Still ahead, in the right place at the right time. How a fishing trip quickly turned into a rescue operation at the mouth of the Columbia River. Plus, an Oregon star getting ready to head to Paris to compete on the biggest stage there is. We'll hear from Jada Ross coming up in sports.